Gucci.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jets Got a Gun, bringing you another gameplay slash commentary. Today we're going to be talking about how to effectively push people in Fortnite, and also how to be aggressive while your teammate is dead. In this gameplay, I'm playing with my boy Eli. You know what I'm saying? Right off the rip, I'm over here gathering resources for the early game. Every time you drop guys in a house, you always want to grab resources, and in this gameplay, yo, I want you guys to watch this to the end. It's a lot of clutch gunfights in here, a lot of moments in the gameplay where I doubted myself, doubted my abilities, and that's one thing you guys should never do, is doubt your abilities. But I just do it to keep myself humble in the game, in the fight, and everything. And as we get down to it, you know, the first opening, we start off in Pleasant. And it's not too much action here. I think it was just one team, and we're gonna skip over to some Tilted gameplay as we move over to Tilted, and that is where Eli dies, and I have to pick up the slack for the rest of the game, and we'll get into this shortly. You know what I'm saying? We pick up that 1-2 right there, and that's about it. Boom. But I do wanna mention one thing real quick. When you guys are pushing or playing, you always want to be aware of what's going on. That's a lot of times people don't realize, or something that people don't realize, is always be aware of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? If you got a decent headset, use that to the best of your abilities. You know, if you're using shotguns, always aim for the head. Alright, that is basic, very basic things that you can do to get yourself the upper edge in gunfights. Like this right here, I popped him in the head. That was like 109 right there. Boom. It was one shot. I almost thirsted him, but I heard his teammate coming. See, his teammate's right there. Boom, I fell down. Well, what you don't want to do, like, sometimes falling is okay. Like right here, falling is okay. But there's certain extents to where you will be too high in a gunfight, and you need to realize that falling is not the move. I build back up instantly. Get the high ground. I noticed that he had to be rezzing his teammate because his teammate was about to die. You remember I shot him for 7. So look, right here. Boom. He did get his teammate up, but he was weak. So it was no contest at the gunfight whatsoever. And in Tilted, man, this is where all the kills is gonna happen in this gameplay for me. I don't really like going Tilted anymore because it's so overrated, but I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stay with the meta. People going Tilted, you gotta go Tilted, you know. But this was like middle of the game, 23 people left. I wasn't really expecting to get as many kills as I did, and as you guys will see later on in the gameplay what I'm talking about. I kept getting aggressed by a lot of players, but also it's like as soon as I would take down a team, there'd be another team and another team and another team, and holding down position, guys. Like when you build up certain things. So, like when you build up after gunfights, you really want to stay there just for a second or two, just to assess the situation. You know what I'm saying? Just to see where other players could possibly be. After you're done fighting, you make a lot of noise. That attracts a lot of people. Like this kid right here, I don't know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He must have heard the gunfire because he walked into the same building I was at, but he just didn't know where it was at. You know, like you have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. See, like this kid, I saw that door and I was like, yeah, I'm blowing this shit up. I'm blowing this all the way up. And I think I hit him with one of those. I'm not sure. I think I hit him. He was hurt and he started to hide, and instantly I don't give no one the time to heal, bro. This is a key thing. You never want to give people time to heal. You never want them to recollect themselves when they're already scared like that. See how he's in the room hiding? You never want them to look. Boom. He didn't know what was going on. He was not ready for that. He was trying to heal himself with some band-aids. Like, oh, you're not gonna be successful hiding in a house. All right, playing Fortnite, guys, you never want to do what he's doing, hiding. You always want to be mobile. You want to be like swift with your with whatever you're doing. You always want to make sure that you are not standing still, because that's how you get sniped. I mean, you can't get sniped in a house unless you're, you know, sitting in between a window or whatever, but you don't want to be sitting still. That like an easy giveaway, you know what I'm saying? And right here, I was just assessing where players were at. Like I was saying earlier, just take a second. Even if you're pushing quickly, you don't want to be pushing all the time. Sometimes you have to take a time to chill out and look around. You know what I'm saying? I built up a little bit here, not too high, just enough to where I could look around and see what's going on in the map. And I was trying to get a better position so I could flank around all the way around. I was going to take the long way around. And as soon as I jump out, as soon as I build up, it's another team up here. You see what I'm saying? Another team right there. That's what I'm talking about, assessing the situation. Instead of rushing all the way over there into another fight, I had to handle these guys because they were behind me and closer. It's better for me to go for the people that's closer to me instead of trying to go across the map and then back across the map while these guys are right here. Right here, this kid edited some weird shit. I don't know what was going on, but instantly, guys, I take the high ground from them. They're trying to fight for the high ground. I blocked them off. I almost hit this kid with an edit, and he would have been looking sad. But right here, I pop him for 92. His teammate starts rocketing, which almost fucked me over. But I kept my cool, and this guy was kind of a problem. I almost thought I was going to die, but he was kind of a problem. And then he switches to the shotgun and tries to air me, but I wall up in his face. That's another thing a lot of you guys need to learn how to do in the shotgun fight is disengage properly. That was a proper disengage right there. I blocked 2 of his shots, 2 to 3 of his shots, and he couldn't hit me at all in that gunfight. And then as soon as I thought I was safe, which I was saying earlier, I got aggressed by another team. And this is what you guys always want to, you always want to be ready for another fight. Even if you're hurt, you know what I'm saying? Turtle yourself up in a base, whatever you got to do. Even if you're hurt, you have to be aware of other players that have heard that. We made a lot of noise in that gunfight right there. Rockets were going off, and instantly I get rushed, and I instantly take the high ground again. This is something you guys need to learn how to do, is take the high ground from people. Not just boxing yourself every time, you know what I'm saying? Building and putting boxes is okay, but you need to learn how to properly take the high ground from people, and that means blocking them. You saw how I put that ramp in front of him? That was on purpose. I did that so he couldn't get up higher than me. And then I noticed that there was another dude that was higher than me, and I started fighting him first, instantly realizing I took him down quickly as I could. And here's his teammate, you know what I'm saying, pushing me really aggressive. And then I built a little bit higher to take the high ground. I have a rocket launcher. This is what you guys want to do when you have a rocket launcher, is aim down on people, shoot down on people. You don't want to be level ground on people with the RPG. That increases the chance of you killing yourself with the opponent or killing yourself with no kill, and you don't want to do that. That's not how you win the game. But instantly realizing that he was going for the res, I dropped down and I end that kid, no problem. And I take the time to heal up right here, you know, get my heals going. I don't really want to cut this right here because all the action wasn't tilted, like I said, and it was pretty crazy, man. Towards the end, I thought I was gonna die just because of a greed move. I hit a little greed play just to get an extra kill, and it almost cost me the game. Like, and I don't recommend doing it. You always want to pay attention. Another tip is you always want to pay attention to the storm size. Okay, guys. The first circle ticks for 1. The second circle ticks for 2. The third first circle ticks for 1. The second circle ticks for 1 again, and then the third circle ticks for 2. And then from then it's 5 and then 10. So guys, after the third circle where it starts ticking for 2, you gotta realize it's gonna start ticking for 5, and then the next one is 10. But I wasn't paying attention because really I was just in the zone at first. You know what I'm saying? I was really in the zone. At first the storm was ticking for 5, but it closed up. The circle had closed up, so it started hitting me for 10, as you guys will start seeing later on. But right here I just go for the crate. I wanted to I think I wanted another 50 pot. Yeah, that's what I was going for. I was going for another 50 pot right here, and I did manage to pick up some more rockets, so that was pretty cool. You know, I wasn't really too mad. But then look at that right there, a team right where I was just at. This is what I'm talking about, being mobile. Instead of going back for them, I'm looking at the map and positioning myself to where I won't die to the storm. Because I noticed that these kids were not in the circle. Where I just left was not the circle anymore. So instead of going over there and challenging them with only a minute left on the clock, I decided to push up and try and take out some people over here. But there was a lot of stuff going on over here, so I didn't really know what the hell was going on. I just kind of hopped over here, you know what I'm saying? Just hopped over, and I was hearing, as I was building, I was hearing someone. I didn't know like exactly where. I was like, yo, there's got to be someone here. Like, I'm hearing footsteps. So really, this was kind of a bad move. I left my high ground position to just look for this kid, because I only thought it was one kid, but I do get surprised, and we have a long ass gunfight like build war fest over here. I started blowing stuff up, and this kid runs away. All right, as expected. I mean, no one's gonna sit still while you're shooting rockets at them. But we see his teammate pops up, the Black Knight with the wings. Yo, this kid was annoying, man. Like, he almost made me kill myself. And then his teammate starts shooting at me. Like, there was at least, I'd say, 5 to 6 players in this area right here. This big ass mountain had at least 5 to 6 players on it at this time. So it was pretty crazy. Right here, I thought I was gonna die. But being patient and waiting, peeking at the right time, boom, caught him with a 95. He's down. That's it. Like, that's all you guys have to do, is be patient sometimes. When you're in a situation where you have cover, you don't want to just jump out. I see a lot of people just jumping out of their cover. That is the most stupidest thing you can do, is just jump out of a wall. Literally, just crouch and wait. You don't always have to aggress somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you're hurt, especially when you're hurt, it's not the smartest move. You always want to take just a second to think about what's really going on. When you're getting aggressed like that, there's 2 people. I was just hiding and waiting for my opportunity and making my shot count. That's what you guys have to learn how to do, is make your shot count. And in this game, you have to always make your shots count, because you can sometimes there's only a time where you'll get one shot with the shotgun, and you have to make it count. If you start missing, every time you miss, that is an opportunity wasted to kill the enemy, and that is another opportunity for them to kill you. So you don't want to do that. You always, and right here I was just disengaging for a second. I didn't want him to know where I was at, and I didn't want him to res his teammate. So I think somebody else killed this kid, because I know I did. Oh, he must have fell. Nah, somebody killed him. Yeah, somebody killed him. And I was just like, okay, whatever, you know, he's done. He's done. So just getting my health back up and waiting.
They both died.
You know, using the campfire or whatnot. Still trying to look for other players. I was hearing gunshots down low, back in Tilted, with 30 seconds left. And I was also hearing like explosions and stuff going on. So I knew there was multiple teams fighting. And I think the other team that had built up and back tilted was the team that was down low.
Oh, here he is. Oh,
these guys right here. I think these guys were the ones that were in tilted. So instead of trying to shoot at them, I just started sending rockets, because they were building the other way. They didn't have any walls facing me, so I already knew, you know, I was pretty straight. I don't know where his teammate went. That's why I didn't like really aggress anyone in this situation. I was just being patient and looking. I noticed these 2 guys were there. I was sending rockets at them, so that put them on the defense real quick. You know, people really start getting scared when you start throwing rockets at them for some reason, and rockets aren't really that scary. The scary things are grenade launchers. Rockets are pretty easy to defend, especially when you have a base set up. And I see these kids fighting. I instantly go for one of his somebody over there, and I did manage to get that pick. And this is where I got greedy. I jumped into the storm. Look how small the circle is, guys. You never want to do this, all right? Don't follow in my example. Look how fast my health is going down. If I would have missed one stair, I would have died in this situation. All right. And I forgot I had another campfire. I could have campfired right here.
I'm about to pay the consequences.
But I think I had 2 more or something like that. But I was like, fuck it. I'm in the heat of the battle and shit. Like, yo, this could have cost me my life. But I got lucky. I caught a break. Once I heard this kid start shooting, like both of their attentions were on the one dude that was over there. I instantly went into rush mode, ramping up to the enemy, taking the high ground, using my rockets, and sealing the deal right here. Boom. Clutch move by me, knowing when to strike too. That's another thing, guys. In duos, you always need to know when to strike. When someone's attention is not focused on you, this is not just a duos tip, this is like in all game modes, when someone's attention is being distracted or when they're not focused on you, you need to take advantage of that. Like even if you have a sniper, even if you have a RPG.